fellow Americans, it's been the privilege of my life to serve this nation for over 50 years. So I've decided the best way forward is to pass the torch to a new generation. That's the best way to unite our nation. You know, there is a time and a place for long years of experience in public life. There's also a time and a place for new voices, fresh voices, yes, younger voices. And that time and place is now. I made my choice. I've made my views known. I would like to thank our great Vice President Kamala Harris. She's experienced, she's tough, she's capable. She's been an incredible partner to me and a leader for our country.
Something serious is happening in the US politics and you deserve to know it. Yep. Guys, what just happened to the President Joe Biden is what we call Democrat coup. Of course, you guys are used to know the military coup in Africa continent, but unfortunately in the USA there's no military coup, there is what we call Democrat coup. Joe Biden is being forced to resign from the office after he have just withdrawn from the election race against Donald Trump. Why did Joe Biden withdraw from these elections and endorse someone else? Did he really do it on his own or is being forced by some people?
But despite his best efforts, the pressure growing. Soon, top Democrats, even allies and close friends, pushing him to exit the race.
I do not think he is the best person to go into this election. I think if he is our nominee, I think we lose.
Because listening to this,
You may be the nominee, no one else, not the press, not the pundits, not the insiders, not donors. You, the voters, you decided, no one else, and I'm not going anywhere.
Determined to prove his doubters wrong, Biden hitting the trail hard and facing the press.
I'm not in this for my legacy. I'm in this to complete the job I started.
you can tell that Uncle Joe Biden did not want to withdraw from this race, but he was being forced by some people. Who are these people? What do they really want? Why are they now forcing Joe Biden to step aside before his mandate gets to finish? Who do they want to represent the Democrats to these upcoming elections that will take place soon in November?
It ain't over, man. We're just getting started.
Let me say it as simply as I can. Yes, I accept your nomination to run and serve with Barack Obama.
This also gives the internet one last chance to talk about our bromance.
You want to stand against violence in America, then join me in getting these weapons of war off the streets of America. I'm a proud Democrat, but I will govern as an American president. I'll work as hard for those who didn't vote for me as those who did. Let this grim era of demonization in America begin to end here and now.
With his announcement, Joe Biden first came onto the national stage in 1972, elected to the Senate at just 29.
Judge me on my merit, not on my age.
His swearing-in ceremony was in a hospital because weeks earlier, his wife and daughter had been killed in a car crash. His sons, Hunter and Beau, injured.
So help you God. I do.
Biden would spend the next 36 years in the Senate, and he would make numerous runs for the White House. First, in 1988.
I announce my candidacy for President of the United States of America.
And again in 2008.
I'm going to be Joe Biden, and I'm going to try to be the best Biden I can be.
Biden ultimately dropping out of that race, only to join the ticket as the vice president for then-Senator Obama. After 8 years as Obama's right-hand man, another personal tragedy stopped him from making a new push for the White House in 2016.
The most relevant factor in my decision is whether my family and I have the emotional energy to run.
His eldest son, Beau, losing his battle with brain cancer. But Biden's Oval Office dream would finally be realized in 2020.
Do solemnly swear.
Becoming the oldest president in U.S. history. His term marked by the pandemic, the wars in Ukraine and Gaza, inflation, and the border crisis. High points included a bipartisan infrastructure bill and the CHIPS Act, bringing computer chip manufacturing back to the United States. But a catastrophic debate performance would define his final campaign.
Dealing with everything we have to do with, look, if we finally beat Medicare.
In the wake of his decision to quit the race, Biden's surviving son, Hunter, saying, "There is no distance between Joe Biden, the man, and Joe Biden, the public servant of the last 54 years. I'm so lucky every night I get to tell him I love him and to thank him. Thank you, Mr. President. I love you, Dad."
A man who have served this country for more than 5 decades. See how they are busy thanking him. Joe Biden, who's only left with 6 months in the office before his term get to finish, yet is under pressure from his colleagues, or should I say honorable members, who want to remove him in power and replace him with someone else before even he get to finish this 6 months that remain. Joe Biden have withdrawn from the rest and endorse Kamala Harris, the woman who will have to go and represent the Democrats to these elections. But was that enough for all the Democrats? Apparently that was not the case, because the House Speaker also asking Joe Biden to leave the office because he's no longer going to stand or represent the Democrats to this upcoming election. So therefore, he should leave the office for someone else.
One by one, party leaders Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries, and even the powerful former Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, privately and bluntly sharing their concerns directly with the president. If he stayed at the top of the ticket, he could drag down Democrats and hurt their chances come November.
But the question is still, why is the Democrat insisting to push Kamala Harris in order for her to finish the few months which Joe Biden have left off? Is it that Kamala Harris, after taking over Joe Biden, she's gonna be the one who's going to represent them in this upcoming election?
Joe Biden is our nominee. We beat Trump once and we're gonna beat him again, period. I am proud to be Joe Biden's running mate. Thank you.
Or is there another plan? Because that is something which most of Americans are missing so far. Of course, there is something serious. There is something, because Kamala Harris is not the kind of the presidential candidate which the Democrats want to see standing against Donald Trump, because they feel like she's a little bit weaker than Donald Trump. So the Democrats, they are doing everything in their power to make sure that they win these coming elections against Donald Trump. But they have to look for a proper best candidate who can come and take over, a candidate who can come and beat Donald Trump. But why they're not confining in Kamala Harris? Of course, because they have other options. They are busy withdrawing all their funds, and all people who usually donate to this Democrat, they are busy holding their money. They don't want to lose their money, knowing very well that someone as Kamala Harris will have to go and lose these elections. So they are looking for other options to see if they can see someone who can come and take over. But who's that person? So if Democrats have to switch Kamala Harris for someone else, then they will have to find someone who will be strong enough to defeat Donald Trump. Someone whom the entire party can rally behind. This left us with one question. Does Michelle Obama do the job? Out of 6 candidates which the Democrats are proposing to replace Joe Biden, Michelle Obama seemed to be the suitable potential candidate to replace Joe Biden. Well, the Democrats, they have realized already that this won't be an easy election for them. So they are trying everything by all means to see who's that one person who can come and do the job for them. Who's that one person who can come and defeat Donald Trump for them, so that they'll remain in power. Well, can Michelle Obama do the job? Do you think is Michelle Obama the right candidate that can come to represent the people of America? Let us talk about it. Why is the Democrat looking for Michelle Obama to come and replace someone such as Joe Biden? That is the capital question you should understand. Because if you look very well, Michelle Obama, of course, we all know that she's the former first lady during the mandate of first black president in the United States of America, Barack Obama. Michelle Obama, what has she done that can motivate people of Democrats in order for them to put their choice on her? The Democrats, they have run a poll which they had to put Michelle Obama versus Donald Trump. And according to this poll, it shows Michelle Obama beating up Donald Trump with 50%, while Donald Trump is coming up with 39%. So if you understand all this very well, you will see that it is only Michelle Obama who's the right person that can beat Donald Trump if they have to go to this general election in the US. With this only, it will tell you a lot about Michelle Obama, because this is not the first time a name comes up in the Democrat candidates. Because for the Democrats, Michelle Obama, she's just like a messiah. So if anything have to go wrong, they'll run to her for a rescue. But what does all this mean? Or is there something more than what we're seeing? Well, let us look at a profile first. Michelle Obama, we all saw her during the elections campaign in 2008 when a husband, Barack Obama, shows up on the stage, and she was there accompanying him through all this campaigning journey, and she was applauded by thousands and thousands, or should I say millions of Americans who show their support toward her. And then we also how Barack Obama won that elections, that also end up increasing the number of the popularity which Michelle Obama was having already. When Michelle Obama entered the White House, she took the role of a first lady, and she moved things around, and she tried to do things accordingly to how a first lady is supposed to be playing a role in the White House. The role of a first lady in the US, it has a big role that you have to play in order for you to accompany your husband during his mandate in the White House. So Michelle Obama coming in, she did not just sit and relax as the first lady, but she kind of like do even much more than what the people of America they were expecting her to do. She spoke or campaigned or advocate for militaries and Medicare, that she had to make sure that all these people get a proper service. Because of all this, that is why Americans love her.
Be afraid. You hear me? Young people, don't be afraid. Be focused. Be determined. Be hopeful. Be empowered. Empower yourselves with a good education. Then get out there and use that education to build a country worthy of your boundless promise. Lead by example with hope. Never fear.
Listening to these beautiful words, who does not like this kind of advice? When you see this kind of words coming from a first lady, obviously it will be kind of like a motivation or something that will make all these people to fall in love with her. Michelle Obama, she have done more than this. Remember, Michelle Obama lasted for 8 years in the White House. After the mandate of her husband had finished, she did not just go home and relax and say that it is over, I'm no longer the first lady of the Americans. Instead, she went beyond all that. She started campaigning in her own way by inspiring young ladies and women all over America. And she started by writing different books, going through the broadcast live, giving opinions, trying to educate the mass of youth ones so that they can know on how to live in life. That was something which kept her to becoming always very popular. Michelle Obama, she's indeed a fine example for most of Americans, women in America there. And she have set a very good rules which can inspire many generations to come, and they believe that she's the right person for her to come and compete against Donald Trump. All this, it has nothing to do with her color skin, but a successful life which she have shown to the people of America.
But what we're looking at today, a portrait of a biracial kid with an unusual name and the daughter of a water pump operator and a stay-at-home mom. What we are seeing is a reminder that there's a place for everyone in this country. Because as Barack said, the two of us can end up on the walls of the most famous address in the world.
Now, with a 50% against Donald Trump, is that enough? Well, Michelle Obama have a lot of fun in America, whether it's black, white, Indian, colored, any kind of race. They all like Michelle Obama. Not only because of what she is doing right now, but just because of the kind of reputation which she had come with in the White House together with her husband. She campaigned for veterans, she provide them with meals, she do all this good. Who will refuse to love this kind of a person who have this kind of hospitality? This woman, she's doing all these things with a limitation to not get meddled in the things which we are seeing Joe Biden administrations they've been doing. Michelle Obama, she never comment anything about what is happening in Ukraine. She never comment anything about what the US with Israel they are doing in the Middle East between Hamas and Israel. She never comment about anything which has to do with Iran. When it comes to politics, she have a lot of limitation in what she's doing. It is that kind of a person Americans need right now, because having that kind of a person, obviously it will help them to not go around and just meddling people's business, raising up a lot of conflict or high tensions around the world. But instead she seems to be the kind of a person who will focus for Americans and put American first. Another point to keep in mind, Michelle Obama never held any public office. So she have a blank check which has nothing bad to say about it when it comes to the office, where you can come and say that no, she has been nominated a mayor or a governor of this kind of state, and see what the kind of things that she used to do. She never done anything because her hands seem to be clean so far when it comes to the public office. This reminds me of Donald Trump as well. He did not had any kind of experience to hold a public office, yet he managed to beat Hillary Clinton in the previous election that took place. So this could be also another history getting to repeat itself by seeing someone who never held any public office to come and remove someone who had already have enough experience in the public office. Now, there is only one question which we have to ask ourselves. Does even Michelle Obama want to run for this public office? The answer to that, it is no. Michelle Obama, she does not want to stand as the candidate for the Democrat in order for them to defeat Donald Trump. And those are not my words, but her words. Oh yes, she has said it multiple times. She does not want to run any office. She does not want to get meddling in the politics affairs. In other words, she means to say that she does not want to go back in the White House again. But Democrats, they are not understanding all this. They want her to come back because they can see that without someone such as Michelle Obama, Donald Trump is going to break them down. Oh yes, the Democrats, they don't want to give up on their hope because they feel like they can trust someone such as Michelle Obama. But will Michelle Obama have to go back on her words by accepting this proposal? Well, which I found that's going to be a bit challenging, because look the kind of relationship that Michelle Obama's husband, which is Barack Obama, have with Joe Biden. I don't think a husband will advise her for her to go and take the post which belongs to Joe Biden, all just because they are having about 28 Democrats politicians who want to vote against Joe Biden. You guys, you heard in the beginning of this video, I told you on how Joe Biden is fighting because the old man does not want to leave the office. The old man is still want to finish his term because he knows that this is the last chance that he have. After here, he can retire. But his age and his health conditions is what does not allow him. And knowing exactly what is happening, especially in this what happened in this previous debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden, you could see that Donald Trump had defeated Joe Biden in the way that no one was not even expecting it, because Joe Biden could not even be able to pronounce his own words.
Dealing with everything we have to do with, look, if we finally beat Medicare.
So their medias, like always, they always like to do things around. They try to change it around. These medias, they've been there accusing Donald Trump, saying that no, he lied, and Joe Biden had a lot of opportunity to reveal all these lies out, but he failed because he's no longer remembering what happened, he's too old, blah blah blah. But the truth here is that Joe Biden, he lost this debate. So they want to have a proper candidate who can come and represent them. Well, we shall wait and see what will happen, guys. Yep, we shall wait and see whether Michelle Obama will accept this proposal and go and represent the Democrats to these elections, which is up to come. Stay tuned for more updates about this. But for now, continue to be yourself. Be good, be kind, have respect for everyone in order for you to be respected. Before you leave, make sure that you hit that like button, give us your thumbs up. We'll really do appreciate. If you want to catch more from us, well, it's very simple. Hit that subscribe button so that whenever we're here live, you'll be able to hear from us again. See you again in our next video. Ciao, ciao.